You need to hear the story. The Devil on Trial is a new documentary on Netflix. It follows the case of Annie Johnson, who back in the 1980s pled not guilty of killing his landlord on the grounds that he was possessed. To fully understand the story, Netflix went to the beginning, and that started with the Gladwell family. Annie here was supposed to marry David Gladwell's sister, Debbie. In the year 1980, David Gladwell, who was at the time just 11 years old, claimed to have been possessed by the devil. Annie was interacting with the family at that time because he was the boyfriend of David's sister, Debbie. And they had plans of hiring their own house. They got a house quite alright, but where they were cleaning up this house so they can move in, that was when David said he had an encounter with the devil and he started acting out. His mom, Judy, had to even hire the services of Ed and Lauren. Ed, who is an expert in demons, and his wife Lauren, who is a psychic. So these two, who were already popular because they were able to handle a previous case similar to this, were able to secure an exorcism with the church, the Catholic Church, for this young boy. However, while the exorcism was going on, they were asked to hold David down because of how overpowering the demon in him could be. Annie was there as a very supportive boyfriend that he is. At the point, he got tired of how the devil was really oppressing the young boy, because they said the boy was choking, he was screaming, profanity, and he was like, leave this boy alone, challenging the devil. He claimed that immediately he said these words, he felt a cold air over him. And the devil did not manifest until 5 months later, when he and Alan were together. Debbie was also present. Alan is also Debbie's boss. They got into a fight and he stabbed this man multiple times and he died. This was where he had to plead that, oh no, the devil made me do it. The court, of course, trashed that out. Now they had to double back and say, oh, it's self-defense. However, at the end of the entire case, the judge decided that he was going to go in for manslaughter. So you're going to spend 10 to 20 years in prison. However, interestingly, Annie was out of jail in 5 years for good behavior. What's most interesting about this case is that this is the first time ever in the US soil that someone will plead not guilty because they believe that the devil made them do something. And hearing the side of David himself, his brother Annie, in this documentary, it was really interesting. What's most interesting was Carl's account. Carl is the eldest of the Gladwell brothers. Carl did not believe that his brother was possessed at all. And I think he made good points. First, he said that when Ed and Lauren came to their house, they did not ask the children to excuse them so they can talk to the adults. No, they were saying a lot of things in their presence. And they were talking about how a possessed person behaves, like shouting profanities and all of that. Exactly what they said was how he was now behaving. And also, he said while David was having one of his episodes, his father marched into the room, carried David from the floor, and hit him multiple times. Told him to stop, and David immediately stopped doing what he was doing. This was interesting to him that the devil actually obeyed his father. And in what was even a shocking horror moment was at the end when Carl said that his mother was drugging the entire family. When his mother passed away, they went to clear up her things, and his mother actually had a journal. And they went through this journal, and there's a part where she said, well, the family had their medicine tonight and everything was good. And he went on to say that Sominex has long-lasting effects on people, mood swings, weight gain, and hallucinations. It's very possible that my brother David has ingested enough of this stuff over the years where he did see things, or at least he thought he saw things. But let me know what you think about this story. Have you seen the documentary yet? Have you read the case file? And do you think that the devil actually made Annie do anything? Because even at the end of the documentary, Annie was like, he never had an exorcism, but he's fine now. It just made no sense to me. I believe Carl's account over every other person's account in this documentary.